Hello, first graders. Germantown Elementary School. It's me, Mr. Del Paso. Here we are. We're back in our art room. Actually, it's my basement. But for now, it's going to be our art room. I'm so glad to be back with you guys, even if it's just with a video, to try to get back to doing some artwork together. Okay, so the way this is going to kind of work is every couple weeks, I will be putting a video on the school website, which is where you found this video, and we're going to do a little bit of drawing together. A little bit unusual, but this is the way we're going to work. Of course, Mrs. Krager and Mrs. Delamater have been working with you guys every week on your schoolwork and your reading and writing and math, science, and all that fun stuff. Well, we also want to keep going with our artwork too. We want to keep exercising that creative right side of our brain. Okay, so we're going to do some artwork right here, right now. I've got my dry erase board, okay? I'm ready to go. So what you're going to need is, you're going to need a pencil, you're going to need an eraser, and you're going to need a piece of paper. Whatever kind of paper that is. Copy paper, drawing paper, whatever you've got is going to be just fine. First thing we're going to want to do is turn our paper vertical, right? Up and down. Because we're going to be doing a nice, tall, skinny flamingo today. Okay, here's our flamingo. This is what it's going to look like when we're done with it. Well, I'm going to erase all this, and then we're going to start fresh together. Okay, I thought maybe just like to see how it's going to look when we're done. So I'm going to get rid of all this, and we're going to do it together. The reason why this part is red is that's the part we're actually going to start with, right? Sometimes Mr. Del Paso will start you guys off with a line on your paper. Of course, I can't do that now because I'm not in your house with a piece of pencil in my hand. So I'm going to show you guys where to do that, right? And then we'll get started. I hope everybody's doing well, staying safe. I miss you guys a lot. Hopefully we'll be back together soon where we belong, in school. Okay, so first thing I want you to do with your pencil, now remember, you always want to draw lightly. Always draw lightly. Draw lightly. You can erase it. You guys know this. You've heard me say it a million times before. First time you've heard me say it in a video, but I've said it a million times before. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to make a nice light pencil line. It's kind of like an arrow. It kind of goes out and then back. Okay? And that arrow is going to be toward the top of our paper and over a little bit to the left. Right? So up almost to the top of the paper and a little bit more to the left than the center. There's the middle, right there. Boom, boom. A little arrow kind of pointing that away. Okay? And that's going to be the beginning of our beak. Now remember, you can pause this video anytime you want. You can rewind it so you can hear me say something again if you missed it. I'm probably going to go a little bit fast in the video just because I don't want to be standing around waiting for people to draw something when I'm really just staring at an iPad. I don't know if you're ready for the next part. I don't know. But because you can pause it and rewind it and take as long on this drawing as you want, I'm just going to zip right through. That way we don't have to have a big, long, giant video that you have to go through. So I'm going to just zip right along. But you take your time and push pause whenever you need a couple extra seconds. Okay? So I'm going to start right up here at the tippy top of this line, this little arrow that you just made. Now I'm going to make my beak. My beak is going to be a slanted line going toward the inside of my paper. Go out and then down, right? Out and down. It should be lower than the bottom of your arrow. Definitely should be lower than the bottom of your arrow. And then what I'm going to do is from the bottom of this line, I'm going to go straight over, and then down, and touch the point. So you can see there I've got a pointy beak. Start at the top of the arrow. This one's at the bottom of the arrow. Over, down, boop. They connect right there at the end of the beak. And because a flamingo has a top beak and a bottom beak, right, we need a line that goes right down the center. So here, see this little point right here in that arrow? I'm going to start right there. And I'm going to go over and down. I'm going to split that beak right in half. Top beak, bottom beak. I'm going to color that in. I don't want you to color that in yet. You're just using a pencil right now, but I'll color it in just to show you that the tip of a flamingo's beak is going to be black. Okay? So there's our little beak. See how easy that was? So now we're going to do our head. Our head is very round. The top curves this way. The bottom curves under this way. Okay, I'm going to make a nice round head. So I'm going to start right down here. See that? Right at the bottom of my arrow. That's that very first arrow, very first line you made. You can see mine's in red. That's the very beginning of our drawing. And I'm going to start right down there. And I'm going to curve up, kind of like a smile. That's his jaw, right underneath his neck. And it's going to be a nice little smile. And right at the end of my smile, I'm going to curl around. So smile, and I'm going to curl around and start headed back this way. Down, up, around, curl, and stop right there. Okay? Now I'm going to come way up here, the tippy top of that arrow. See right there? The top of my drawing. And I'm going to go up and around. That's going to be my head. And I'm going to curl around. And see that? See that little distance between the line I just made and this one? That's going to be how wide my neck is. You could have a thin neck, a wide neck, whatever you want. Right there. Now, before I draw my big, long, thin, curvy neck, which is what flamingos have, I'm going to draw two little dots. That's going to show me where my neck is going to end. I know where I'm going to start. Once I draw my dots where it's going to end, it's going to be really easy. So where are those dots going to go? Well, I'm going to find my jaw right under here. Right there. See where my finger is? I'm going to go straight down, right about to the middle of my paper. Here's the top of my paper. Here's the bottom of my paper. That's right about the middle. Top, bottom, middle. Right underneath this little curve. That chin. Straight down. Two dots. I'm going to make those dots about the same width apart as my neck right here. How far are those two apart? Do the same thing right there. So, chin, straight down, middle of the paper. Boom, boom. Okay? It's going to help us a lot. So watch this. See that line right there? This line is going to go down and curve around. You can go out as far as you want over here because we're not going to do anything further than this. And we're going to come right to that bottom dot. So this one, the top one, goes to the bottom dot. So watch this. Go out as far as you want. Curve around right to that dot. Okay? Boom. And I'm going to take that line and I'm going to follow the curve of that neck because I want to make sure my neck is the same thickness all the way down. I don't want it, I don't want it to go thick and thin and thick and thin. I want it to stay the same all the way. It's the same all the way. And then boop, see that? Head, neck. Before I go any further, let's hop up there. Let's give him an eye. We need to see where he's going. So I'm going to come right here to the middle, the point of my arrow, right there. And I'm going to make a little curved line, like a little mountain. That's his cheekbone. That's a little cheekbone. And right on top of that cheekbone, I'm going to make an eye. It's a circle, but you can't see the whole circle. It's kind of behind the cheek. It kind of looks like a sun setting behind a mountain. And then I'm just going to draw a little pupil. I'm going to color it in black. You don't want to color it in black yet. Just draw the circle. But wherever you put that pupil, that's where he's going to be looking. So if you want him looking up, put the pupil at the top. If you want him looking down, put the pupil. Where that pupil is, that's where he's going to be looking. Mine is kind of looking up and over. Okay? So I'm going to come down here. I'm going to make the body. It's the biggest part of the flamingo, right? This is the biggest part. It's kind of shaped like a football. Starts skinny, gets really wide in the middle, and gets skinny again, right? Like a lemon or a football. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come to this top line right here. And I'm going to go up, nice and high, curve down a little bit. And I'm going to put a nice little curve on the end of his tail. So up and down, and whoop, it's a football with a tail. Okay, and down here, before I can make the belly, I need to go straight down. See how that curves right there? See how that's not a sharp point like that? Okay, we don't want a sharp point. We want it to be round. So I'm going to curve straight down. That's actually going to be my flamingo's leg, little skinny pink leg. Okay, and I'm going to hop over right next to that. And I'm going to draw another line that kind of curves and goes down. So I'm going to leave that alone for now. I'm going to finish his belly, but I am going to be coming back to do that leg. But you can see how this one goes over and down, this one goes over and down, and now I can continue my belly. So now I'm going to go down. I'm not going to go way low like I did up here or high. I'm going to go down a little bit, but flamingos are not, they don't have a big giant belly like Mr. Lopazzo. So it goes down a little bit. And I'm going to come up and come right around and connect to that little tail. So you can see it kind of looks like a football with a tail. So our flamingo needs a wing. You know, flamingos can fly. They look really weird doing it, but they can fly. They have wings. So we need to give him a wing just in case he wants to fly around a little bit. So let me show you a really easy way to make a wing. Now, we're going to start right about here. That's about the middle of my body. But I'm going to go way over here, right just before the tail. And I'm going to start right here on that pencil line right there. And I'm going to go that way a little bit first. And I'm going to curl back around. Okay, see how that? Started at the bottom. I went toward the tail a little bit and curled back around. And then that's my first, almost looks like a banana, half of a banana. That way first, and then we're going to curl right back, and it just kind of ends somewhere in the body. Doesn't really connect to anything. That side connects, that side doesn't. Now, because I want it to kind of look like it's overlapping a little bit, there's one in front of the other. My next feather is going to be a little shorter and a little thinner. Okay? So I'm going to start, it's going to connect right to that one. I'm really only drawing half of a feather. Watch. Out, and then back again. So really, this is all I did. That's really all I did. That's it. I didn't even draw the whole feather. Very, very simple. Okay? So I'm going to do another one. A little shorter, a little smaller. Whoops. Another one, a little shorter. You can see they're getting smaller as they go up. See that? And pretty soon you're going to run out of room like I'm going to do. So what I'm going to do is right before I get to his back, my next one, I'm going to go out and watch what I'm going to do here. I'm going to go over, I'm going to connect right to there. See that right there? The top feather, so the bottom feather starts on his belly, and the top one connects back to his back. So they both start here, finish there. Got a nice little, cool little wing. Tucked in. He's not flying, he's just hanging out in the pond. He's got his wings tucked in. So now let's work on that leg. Now, I need to know where to put his little, he's got a big giant little kneecap, two big bumps. But I don't have a lot of room left, so I want to make sure I put my knee in the right spot. So here's the beginning of my leg, right? Here's the bottom of my paper. I'm going to put that knee right about in the middle. Okay, right about in the middle. Leg, bottom paper, knee. I'm going to go straight down. This is the skinniest part of the flamingo, his leg. Their legs are so skinny. And now I'm just going to put two little bumps. Kind of looks like someone's trying to suck up a marble up through a straw. Two little bumps. Boom, boom. And now I'm going to continue with that leg, nice and straight down. Okay? Now this leg is actually in the water, so I don't need to draw a foot here. I want to show you what we're going to do there in a second, but first we're going to do the other leg. Now a lot of birds, and flamingos included, they like to stand on one leg. Right? I can't do it. I'm falling over. So it's kind of like, this is a number 4. We're kind of doing a backwards 4. We're kind of going that way. So right over here, I'm going to start up here where my other leg started, except instead of going straight down, I'm going that way. I'm going to go slanted or diagonal. Right? Slant down. Right, see that kneecap right there? If I follow straight over, I want my leg to bend right about where my kneecap is, because even though his leg is bent, it's still going to be bending in the same place that this one would bend. Right? Same flamingo, his legs are probably the same. So I'm going to make sure that my leg bends right where that kneecap is. Boop. And I'm going to come back toward the leg. But I'm not going to go all the way to that leg. Right? I'm going to stop a little bit short. So watch this. I'm going to curve down. So we went over, back, and before we get to this leg, I'm going to start curving down. And that's his little toe. Right? It's like a little hot dog, half of a little hot dog. And just like we overlapped up here in our feathers, I'm going to overlap with my toes too. So I'm going to make 3 toes. There's the big one. My second one's a little smaller. Third one's a little smaller. I'm going to give him nice little toenails, little claws on the end of his foot. And now I need to do the other side. The other side is not going to be in here. The other side is going to be outside. So I'm going to start up here where my body is. Now I want to try to make it the same thickness as this leg. Same flamingo, should be the same thickness for the leg. So I'm going to go out, curve around. See that? It's his little elbow. Or I'm sorry, his knee, not his elbow. And I'm going to come back here, but I'm going to stop before I get to those toes. See that little space right there? I'm going to stop right there because I need to make the little heel or the little pad of his foot right there. And that's just going to be a little bump. Bump. That's all, very simple. Now, the reason why I didn't want this foot to come over here is because I need to show that this foot is in the water. And if you've ever been standing in the water and just move a little bit, you'll see the ripples of the water from your movement. Or if you drop a little pebble in a nice still pond, the ripples of the water will go out, 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 out. So I want to do the same thing there. So it's very easy to do ripples in water. Watch this. I'm going to start up here. I'm not going to start at the bottom. I'm going to start up a little bit. See up there? And I'm just going to sort of go around and make kind of like a little oval that touches the bottom of my foot. See how it's touching? And then I'm just going to make little ripples in the water. See that? It kind of looks like he's standing, and those ripples are causing the water to move. So it looks like he's actually standing in the water. Kind of cool. Now, we don't have much of a background right here. We have a back forwards 4 and a backwards 4 and draw lightly, which I hope you're doing. We need a background. I'm going to make it simple, though. We want him standing in a nice little pond. So what I'm going to do is right about around just above his knees, somewhere between his kneecap and his belly, I'm going to draw a nice little pond. That pond's going to start on the side of the paper. It's going to come up. We're going to go behind our flamingo. Our flamingo is standing in front of the edge of the pond, so nothing's going to go through our flamingo. Right, we got a nice little pond. Right? But we need to decorate the side of our pond. So what would be on the edge of a pond? Right? Cattails. Have you ever seen a cattail? They've got these big long stems and these big fuzzy, what looks like a brown hot dog. Right, so I'm going to draw some cattails. Nice big tall skinny stems, and they've got these big oval shaped little fuzzy brown things, and a little pointy yellow thing in the end. Boop. Cattails love water. They grow in water, they grow next to water. So I'm going to draw, and they're always really, really tall. They get so tall because their stems are so strong. So I'm going to draw some cattails first. And of course, what else? Well, we're going to see tall grass, right? There's nobody mowing the lawn next to a pond. Mr. Del Pazzo's not going to mow next to a pond. I don't think so. No way. So I'm going to draw some nice big tall grass. And we know tall grass can go left, it can go right. When it gets really tall, it kind of flops over a little bit. We don't need it just straight up in the air. And you can draw as much grass as you want. You can put some right here between the legs there. Right, so we want to fill up the edge of our pond. Right now, that looks a little bit more like a pond. Right? That looks much better. Okay. That's it. We're done. Wasn't that easy? I'm sure it took you a little bit longer than me. I'm sure you paused it and rewinded a little bit, and that's perfectly fine. I expected that 100%, okay? So, here's the only problem with doing videos for an art class. I don't get to see what you're doing. I'm just staring at an iPad right now. I can't watch you work. I can't come over and go, oh, that flamingo leg looks great. I love it. So I need your help. I need you guys to send me your pictures when you're done, right? So the first week, we're gonna sketch it out, right? You're gonna draw it out on your piece of paper with pencil. And then the second week, with crayons or color pencils or markers, I want you to color in your flamingo. If you have a black marker and you want to trace it first so you can see your lines a little bit better, and you want to color in your flamingo, you can. That would be wonderful. But make sure mom and dad take a nice little picture of it with their phone or their iPad or whatever they want to take a picture of it with. And then I want them to email me your finished flamingo, because this isn't any fun unless I can see your artwork, right? You can see your artwork, but I'm the art teacher. I want to see it. So I want you and your parents to send me your finished artwork, email it to me, send it to me with my school email. I'm going to write it for you here in a second. And that way I can give you a little feedback. I can check out your artwork, and then I'm going to email you back and say, that looks amazing. Your flamingo's fantastic. I love the way you did the beak. I love the way you did the ripples in the water. I like the color that you made the pond. Maybe you watercolored the pond. Maybe you colored it with a crayon. Maybe you blended your colors together. But I want to see your artwork. It's no fun if I don't. If I can't give you feedback and talk to you about your artwork, then it's just a guy standing in front of an iPad. And that's no fun, okay? So what I need you to do, I need you to send me your artwork, okay? So my school email, if mom and dad don't know it, my school email is it's all lowercase, M Del Pozzo, DELPOZZO, M Del Pozzo at Germantown CSD.org, right? So M Del Pozzo at GermantownCSD.org. That's my school email. I check it every single day. So when your flamingo's done, send it to me. I can't wait to see it. Now, the easiest way to tell what colors a flamingo is, you can just Google it, right? You can check it out. But you don't want to Google it. If you can't Google it, I'll be happy to label the colors for you if you want. Now, when I do this in school, we usually do it in crayon, because crayons, we can blend the colors together, right? We usually watercolor the background. We'll watercolor the water like a bluish green. We'll watercolor a nice light blue sky, and then we will color it all in with crayon, and we blend our colors together. It's a big blending project. If you only have markers and you don't have colored pencils or crayons and you can't blend, don't worry about it. Not a big deal. Okay, but if you want me to label it for you, I'll be happy to. The beak right here is going to be pink and peach, kind of like a peachy tan color. Pink and peach, you'll mix that together there. And also pink and peach is your whole body, your wing. This is kind of where the neck ends right here. And right from here all the way the whole rest of the body, this is also going to be pink and peach. So your beak is pink and peach, and your whole body is pink and peach. Your head and your neck, right to there, that will be red and orange. It's if you've ever seen a flamingo, especially in person, their neck and their head are so bright. The colors are absolutely amazing. We're going to color the pupil in black, but the rest of that circle there, we'll leave that white, okay? And then the legs are just pink, P-I-N-K, right? The legs are pink, no blending there. Little toenails, you can color those in black if you want, or brown, whatever you want to do. And the water, I would say probably maybe, especially if your sky is going to be blue, then I would say maybe mix green and blue for your water. That way your water and your sky don't look the same. Okay, we want to be able to tell the difference between the pond and the sky. And cattails, if you don't know, cattails, the stem can be brown, the stem can be green like your grass. Your grass can be green, yellow, brown, a mixture of those looks nice. And your cattail stems can be, they can be green, they can be brown, and then the hot dog part of the cattail is brown. And that little pointy part right there is yellow. Y-E-L-L-O-W. Okay, so yellow, brown, and then the stem can be brown or green, or even mix the colors. Mix those two together if you want. Okay, that's our first drawing together. I think you're gonna like it. I think it's gonna turn out wonderful. But remember, once you're done, send me your artwork. I want to check it out. I can't wait to see it. I'm gonna stay up all night until I get one. I'm not gonna sleep until I see some flamingos. Okay, I'm gonna be tired, but I'm gonna stay up. I miss you guys. I cannot wait to get back to school and be with you again in the art room, okay? But until then, stay safe, have fun with your families, work hard, tell Mrs. Krager and Mrs. Delamater that Mr. Del Paso said hello. I miss seeing you guys on the playground too, right? Every Monday and Thursday. I love my first grade. We'll see you later, guys. See you next time we do a drawing together. Take care, bye.